It's the old classic. I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get too big. Ugh, if only it were that simple. Take it from someone who's been lifting weights for well over a decade now and getting in an appropriate amount of protein every day. It really isn't that easy to put on a significant amount of muscle. Certainly not what most people would consider too big, which I imagine would be an Arnold Schwarzenegger size. And I'm pretty sure that if you're doing it naturally, and even if you're not, you're going to notice way before you get anywhere near that size. It's particularly painful to hear this mostly coming from women. The media seem to paint this picture of small weights, body weight exercises as being the only way to a toned, lean body, and heavy weights being the way to look like the Hulk. And a fair few of these TV personal trainers tend to exacerbate this train of thought with their workouts for women, but it's simply not true. For your muscles to develop, there needs to be an increase in load on them. You can do this with lower weights, it'll just take longer. And the focus is more on burning calories rather than building lean muscle. More challenging weights burn those calories whilst building good muscle. Just look at female sports stars. Most of them are doing proper weights to develop those bodies. From a scientific point of view, stay with me, on average, men can only put on about 2 pounds of muscle every month. That's not a whole lot, really. Certainly not enough to warrant any concern about suddenly waking up one day and not being able to fit through the bedroom door. And you know all those women worried about it? Halve that amount. 1 pound of muscle every month. You see, one of men's most important hormones is testosterone, which is more of a muscle building hormone. Whereas one of women's most important hormones is estrogen, which is more of a fat storage hormone. Sorry, but generally women are built to house more than just themselves, which makes it harder for them to put on all that scary muscle. So even if they wanted to be that big, it's that much harder for them to reach that level. There's a reason why you don't see any female bodybuilders who are anywhere near as big as the male bodybuilders. It's just not physically possible. So when people say too big, they're probably talking about these bodybuilders. Well, brace yourselves, because here's a shocker for you. But 99.9% of those bodybuilders, both male and female, are taking supplements. And I'm not talking about a little bit of extra protein or vitamin D kind of supplements. We're talking about steroids, performance enhancing drugs. And that's the reality of it, especially when they're competing. Not only is there so much competition, but most of these people pretty much defy the laws of genetics. The human body is really only capable of so much, even those who have superior genetics. And if you want to go beyond that, well, you need to use the cheat code. So that's where steroids come in. Honestly, the extent to which you have to change your life to even get close to being what most people consider big is way beyond most people's capabilities and desires. It becomes your entire life. Picking up a few weights 3 times a week isn't going to cut it. You really don't have to worry about that. And there are so many important benefits of weight training that it should really be a big part of most people's fitness regimes. Give it a go. And even if by some miracle you start to get big, you can stop. But you won't get too big. You'll get fit and lean. See you next week.